Hi guys, it's Sophia here from ALM Fitness, and today I want to talk a little bit about change and how to cope with change, more to the point. Our situation at the moment is unprecedented, as we all know. None of us have gone through this before. There's so much change has happened in the last few weeks. It's unnerving, it's scary, it's, feeling in limbo is difficult to deal with. So I wanted to give you a few practical tips on how you can help yourself deal with the change. So first tip is to kind of accept and acknowledge the change. Many of us, we're not in denial, but it's kind of like, oh, when's things going to get back to normal? Or when are we going to be able to go out again or do normal things? And there is no, at the moment, there is no exact timings of how long this is going to go on for. So it's kind of accepting that and accepting that this is the new normal for now. This is how normal life is for now, and it's how we react now that's going to matter. So acceptance is the first point. So secondly, it's keep up with a routine. Okay, so you're not going to necessarily have your normal routine that you had before we went into lockdown and everything else, but now you can build a new routine. Some things can stay the same. You can get out of bed at the same time in the morning, you can make your morning coffee, you can brush your teeth, get showered, get changed as you would. I'm not saying you have to dress in a suit, but get dressed. Don't stay in your pyjamas all day. That's not going to help your mindset. If you used to walk the dog first thing in the morning, use that as your daily exercise, go and walk the dog or whatever else it is. Do something with the children. Try and get that routine every day, or at least Monday to Friday, as you would have done in normal circumstances. Okay, so get into a routine that really helps our brains focus. As humans, we are, our lives are created from routine, from babies. Babies thrive on routine, and as adults, we're no different. We need a routine. So try and get that routine going, however it works for you. Try eating as healthy as possible. Now, I know this is easier said than done at the moment, because we often turn to food for comfort because certain foods make us feel good, and when we're feeling a bit rubbish, we turn to them, specifically starchy carbohydrates. So because they boost serotonin levels. Now, that's all fine and good. I'm not saying don't eat carbohydrates by any stretch, but just be mindful. Our bodies are probably less active than they were. You don't want to be overflowing your body with carbohydrates and other sugary or processed foods, alcohol included. So try and eat as healthy as possible. We need to fuel our bodies for us to be able to think correctly, for us to be able to perform correctly in our daily activities. So protein is still really important. Vegetables is still really important. So try and make sure you're still getting a balanced diet, as this will help our mood and help us again with that routine. Another point is to exercise. So many of you may have exercised before, great, and gyms closed, classes stopped going, anything else. So a lot of places are now doing live. Us, for example, we have live streams of our sessions and our members are attending that way, and we're keeping them active, keeping them focused. Exercise releases serotonin, happy hormones, similar to what you'll be getting from your starchy carbohydrates or whatever other food you're eating for comfort. Exercise is going to do that same thing, but on a bigger scale, and it's going to be much more beneficial for you in the long term. So try and either instill a new routine where I know you used to or where some people used to exercise. Try and get a new routine in there, however it may be. Or if you didn't exercise before, try adding some exercise in. It doesn't have to be overly complicated. Just get moving, get active. It's going to help you, and it's going to help your mindset. Another point is to seek support. So I know we can't do this face to face at the moment, but as many people are finding, technology is a wonderful thing, and we can see our loved ones, friends, family, groups. At ALM, we are all seeing each other, our community, and it's lovely to see people's faces, because I know we all really miss each other. So seek support. If you are struggling mentally, however it is, go to people that you trust and that are going to inspire you and pick you up. So, speak to friends, speak to people. There's no shame in it. Like I said before, it's an unprecedented situation. None of us really know what's going to happen, and by speaking to people and just seeing the face and hearing the voice of those that you care about or those that you trust can really help. So yeah, it's not the same as giving someone a hug, but give it a go. It can help. a strange one I'm going to say is to try and focus or write down some of the positives that can come from this situation. Now, it sounds like a really strange one, like I've just said, because a lot of us are going to focus on the negatives, that we can't go out and we can't do this and we can't do the other. However, the positives are we're staying safe at home. Another positive is that we can use this to kind of reset ourselves, reset how we view the world and what we do and our friends and our family. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's going to feel that I'll appreciate my friends and my family even more than I already did. Not saying I didn't before I did, but it's having that appreciation that we take things for granted. But also another positive, for example, is, I'm sure many of our members will agree, is me myself, I was not an expert at technology. I'm not saying that I am now, but I have significantly increased my skills in technology since this started because of live streaming videos, live streaming sessions, everything else. And our members, I'm sure, will say the same. They probably thought they would never be exercising online and being coached online, but everybody is, and they are doing really well. And you know, it's our new normal. It's not what we would want to particularly do, but we're working around it. We're being proactive and we're adapting to the necessary changes that have been put in place. So there's a positive there. We're all going to be better at technology, which can only be a good thing long term, as technology is ever evolving and is our future. I'm going to go to social media now. So lots of people will have seen homeschooling parents or people at home cleaning their cupboards or whatever else. Everybody's doing something different, if they're furloughed or not working or working from home, whatever. And what you'll see is a highlight reel often. People look like they've got this perfect life, and they're doing everything perfectly. You know, they've got homeschooling down to a T, they've got a schedule out, their houses are hinged to the max. Yes, they might be having fun and doing things, but I can guarantee you it's not 100% of their time is this great. They will be having bad times like you. So this is a highlight reel. If it makes you feel bad to see these things and feel like you're failing, just step away, have a break from social media, go and read a book, do some yoga, stretching, go in the garden, have some fresh air, obviously abiding to the guidelines of the government, and just take yourself away from it, because there is no point in making yourself feel bad because you are not doing something. Not everybody is going to be doing all these wonderful things all the time. Like I've said, it's a highlight reel and it is not a full picture of people's lives. So try and take something away from that and step away from social media if it is upsetting you or making you feel insufficient. I know it is our means of contacting the outside world at the moment, but it's not always healthy to be on it all the time. Finally, I'm just going to leave you with giving yourself a break. So as I've said, this is an unprecedented situation. It's something none of us have planned for. There's no manual of how to deal with being in lockdown or jobs not being there or businesses closing down and stuff like that. There's no set way we should be dealing with this situation. So however you're dealing with it is right for you. The steps I've given you are ideas to kind of help you and hopefully help you cope better if you are struggling. But if you're having a bad day, accept you're having a bad day, give yourself a break. If you just feed your kids chocolate and crisps all day because it's a bad day, give yourself a break. It's one of those. I'm not a perfect parent, and I'm sure most people aren't perfect parents, and my house isn't completely perfect because I've got a child, and it doesn't matter if your house isn't perfectly clean and, like I say, hinged to the max. If you do want to do that, fantastic, great, if that makes you feel better, but give yourself a break. And just remember to try and laugh and have fun. Laughter increases dopamine, serotonin and endorphins. That makes you feel good, it makes you feel better. So try and do something that makes you laugh. Laughing also decreases cortisol, which is our stress hormone. So go and do something fun, even if it's dancing around like a lunatic in the garden or in the house if you don't have a garden. So anyway, I hope you found some of this helpful and I haven't waffled on for too long. But yeah, stay safe, and thank you very much for listening.